fantastic gentleman, Tully Banta Cain, a former NFL linebacker. Tully played 8 seasons in the NFL with the New England Patriots and with the San Francisco 49ers, 6 years with the Patriots, including 2 Super Bowl victories. Great job, Tully, in 2004 and 2005. Before entering the NFL, Tully was a dominant force for the University of California Golden Bears, receiving all Pac-10 first-team defensive honors. Now in retirement, Tully has founded the Beach Football League, where tackle football in an 8-on-8 format is played on sandy beaches. Very cool. Tully is a proud father of 2 and is now living in Newport. And unfortunately, regularly goes to the Middletown YMCA where he sees way too much of Wayne Turner. Thanks, Wayne. And so, Tully, why don't you come up and join us?
All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the intro. I've been living in Newport now for 3 years, and this is the last place I ever thought I would be coming from sunny California, wearing this much clothing. So, it's been quite a ride. The sports ride, being just a young, snotty-nosed 8-year-old kid going out for football for the first time, and the ride that it took me on to win 2 Super Bowls in New England. I can't explain what it's been like, and it all started with the coaches that believed in me, and my mom and dad who believed in me and kind of kept me in line during those days. And when I look back, it's really about, at the time when I was a kid, I didn't really appreciate what the coaches were really trying to put into me. I thought they were being hard on me. They didn't like me. There was just this level of doubt that I couldn't overcome. And it really was just what Momo talked about is, they cared about me. That's really what it came down to. It was tough love. And now this is at a time when coaching the philosophies were a little bit different. You could say a little bit more to kids back in those days, and get even physical. So, I definitely had some extreme old school coaches in my playing days. My high school coach, Ron DeMarter, rest in peace. He was very adamant on me just being that kid that, where's Tully today? Is he in class? Is he in math? He would be coming, checking on my classrooms, making sure I was attentive. And when the scouts started coming to talk to me, I didn't know why. I was like, really? The scouts coming? I thought I was the guy who was missing class. And I know I scored 3 touchdowns last week, but and it was really the behind-the-scenes stuff that he was working on, and he believed in me. And it really came down to, my ability to acknowledge that there was someone that had my back. And I talk to kids a lot nowadays, and I ask them, what would your coach say about you if someone asked them? And, a lot of them, it makes them think like, wow, I don't know, actually. It might not be so good. And it shows the impact that coaches have on players. When I luckily got to UC Berkeley and got a full ride scholarship, the first day of practice, the coach said, Tully Banta Cain, stand up. Tully, tell us about your math class. I was like, what are you talking about? Tell us about, how often you went to class. And at the time, I don't remember exactly what I said. It was some smart aleck reply. But he was like, this is why you're not going to make it in this program. It was a lot of like, this is a finger point moment. But it was because my coach from high school had hipped him on who I was and how I was somewhat of an underachiever and needed a little prodding, a little pushing. My high school coach, before he retired, had, when I met him, he had a full head of hair. By the time I retired, he's looking like George Jefferson. But when I got to college, it was a reset, and I had to reprove myself to a whole new set of coaches. And but they believed in me, and their approach to me was not going to be this, we're going to encourage. You're so great, Tully. It was quite the opposite. And it took me, at my 17, 18-year-old age to learn fast that, no one's going to really do it for me. I have to do it myself. And, those coaches, by my junior year, we went 0-10 my junior year at Cal. And was probably the worst experience of a football season in my life. And we all hated each other. Fingers were being pointed, and we won our last game of the year in 2001 against Rutgers. They call it Toilet Bowl. We were the two worst teams in the country at the time. And the coach before the game said some things to me that really ticked me off. And eyes went bloodshot, and this is at a time where everything was boiling up. Went out, I got 4.5 sacks, but it was a button that he pushed in me that I wouldn't have pushed myself. And this man was 77 years old. He's a retired Marine. Very, very. I wish I had a cell phone back then to capture the things he would say. But he had a way with players that was not traditional, but he'd get the most out of you. And at the time, I wasn't appreciative of how pissed off I was. But looking back, it was because he knew he could get something out of me that I couldn't get out of myself. And that's really what coaching comes down to. And when I got to the Patriots, Belichick said the same thing to me. Tully, we know about your math class. We know about your this and your that. But you're a New England Patriot now. That's all behind you. And I went on to win a Super Bowl my rookie year and my second year, and thought I was going to win every year of my life going forward. But just sports. Now that I'm retired, looking back, all the things that I draw on from my experience, from learning how to lose, learning how to win, learning to communicate, learning to listen, discipline, hard work, getting up early, dealing with all the adversities of an athlete. It's gotten me to a point where I can look back and now look forward with all of that and draw on it with the Beach Football League that he mentioned I'm running now. And it's really an opportunity for me to pay the sport of football forward. My life is football. That's all I did for the age of 8 to the age of 32. And so it's really hard to remove that data from your memory when that's what you've been doing the whole time. I tried doing other things, tried to get into acting and music, and at the end of the day, you could do other things, but it's a big part of me. And so being able to give the sport of football one of the favorite places to go, the beach, is now, my passion. It's given me purpose, but the ability to now network and all the friendships and relationships that I made from coaching, playing, has gotten me to the point where now I have a successful business. We're actually doing an event at Fort Adams, June 16th, so you guys are all welcome to come. And if any of your athletes don't make it in after college into the pros, then come play for me. But yeah, that's my story in a nutshell, and appreciate you guys having me, and appreciate everything you guys do for these kids. They are the future, as you know, and we're just here to guide them and show them that we care. So appreciate you guys for having me, and I can answer any questions if you like. Or
I've got one for you.
Sure.
You're speaking to a group of coaches right here. If you were in front of a room of kids, what would be the one piece of advice you want to give a group of high school kids?
There's so many things, but I think the one piece is the pain
besides study math.
Right. Well, it's the old saying, the pain of discipline and hard work is better than the pain of neglect and regret, right? And I would tell them at this age, from really 16 to 23, that's the window. That's like really, not to say that you can't do things after that, but that's such an important window for kids that some don't realize that this is as good as it's gonna get. Free food, you don't have to really punch a clock other than to go learn, and so to take advantage of it and thank yourself later. That's what I tell them.
Round of applause for Tully Banta Cain.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right.